All right, so please let me know if you can see my screen now. Please, can you see my screen? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so let's start. Mhm. I don't know if you like the car on your wallpaper here, Ferrari. Anyone that passed the milestone that you are going to take in this, because of this program, will be gifted this car. Now, why I put down for wallpaper, so just have to send the address. That was on a lighter note. So, today I want to attend the lab Lutz public EBS snapshots from Paul Lab. So how to navigate to this lab, after logging into your Pond Labs, let me refresh. After logging into your Pond Labs, just search for it here. You can search for it here. Lutz. It's it's part of the free free labs. So start pawning. All right, turn it on. Yeah, then we have our lab here. So um there's a lab here. Let me be sure that my recording is going on. Okay. So we have a scenario here for this lab, and it's worthy to know that this lab is also suitable for a CTF approach. So this one of the this lab is suitable for capture the flag approach, like the capture the flag the competition. I look forward to the day that with everything we've been learning so far, I'm sure definitely someday there will be an opportunity for us to form a team and attend a global competition in the world of cloud security at CTF. And trust me, we are going to win huge prize. So I look forward to the day. So we have our scenario here, and it's as well worthy to know that to complete this lab, you will need your own AWS account. So it's very important. You will need your own AWS account for this lab. So you will need your own AWS account for this lab. And we have our scenario here. Huge Logistics, a titan in their industry, has invited you to simulate an assumed breach scenario. They are handing you the keys to their kingdom, albeit the kingdom, referring to their AWS environment. Albeit the basic AWS credentials of a fresh intern. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to navigate their intricate cloud maze, starting from this humble entry. Gain situational awareness, identify weak spot, and test the waters to see how far you can elevate your access. Can you navigate this digital labyrinth and prove that even the smallest breach can pose significant threat? The challenge is set, the game is on. Even their vocabulary is very stop attention now. So lab requirements, we have it here, and this part of our learning outcomes. S3 bucket enumeration and file transfer, I, IAM user policy enumeration, EBS snapshot enumeration, EBS snapshot exfiltration and plundering, understanding of mitigation and best practices that could have prevented the attack. So the difficulty level is beginner, and the focus is red team. So we have a real world context here, but let's spare our time. We can go through that personally now. So we have our AWS credentials here. So let's log in. I've copied that. Come in here. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a second, please. Okay, total switch. So, oh, seven. All right, forgotten that. Okay, all right. So I think we have someone in the lobby who's going to access. All right, let's do our eight. We start, with our AWS configure. Then we'll create a profile. We name the profile. Let's call this profile loot. Okay. So then we'll paste our. So have I created something on search before? Wow, I think I've really used something on search before. Oh. So Control Shift V, remember, then select press list one. But in the scenario whereby yours has been pre-selected, you don't need to type it, but you know, just to walk through. That's why I'm doing this. So then that being done, let's get our color identity. Then we'll locate the profile. Each. So remember, in the scenario that we went through, it was stated that we'll be provided credential for an intern's credential. So you can see that the name of the user is intern. So first thing we do is that we want to get a policy attached to this intern. And if you can recall from our AWS enumeration lab, from our enumeration lab, IAM enumeration lab rather, you know that to get users attached policy, we do AWS IAM get user attached. Oh, sorry, not to be get attached user policies. Policies. The username, that's intern. This is the username here, intern. So we have in the profile calling this performing this action. Which my bad. Pardon me, please. It ought to be list attached user policy. All right. So I think someone's mic here is on mute. Oh, Mr. Kevin, please mute your mic. Yeah. You can see here AWS IAM list attached user policies, the username. So this will list a policy attached to a specific user. That's why as well we have to specify the username here, and this for the profile calling. Just doing this, going through all this again to refresh our memory. So we can see this is the policy of the user, the policy attached to the user. This is the policy name. So let's get the policy. So let's get the policy. So to do that, do AWS IAM get user policy. Then we'll type the policy ARN. So here we are going to use the policy ARN. Copy this, Ctrl Shift C, Ctrl Shift V. So we have the ARN and we have the user here in the profile calling this. So did I miss something? AWS CLI policy. Sorry, please. Let me screen. So the way I cleared my screen previously was I pressed Control plus L. AWS. Oh, sorry. I ought not to add user policy. It ought to be AWS IAM get policy. Yeah, apologies. So, using the get policy, not get, we are not getting the user policy, just get the policy. With this get policy argument, so we don't need to include the username. So just press enter. Here we go. So we have our policy here. This is the name of the policy ID, policy-arn, path, default version ID. So which means this default version ID version 9. What this means is that this policy is being changed over and over the time again. So we need to get the version that this policy is presently. So we need to get this the present policy version. So to do that, we do AWS IAM get policy as version. Then we do policy ARN. I think I should have it copied. Yeah. And then we do version ID should be V9. And then the profile. So you can see here. So this is the present policy version. As you can see here, we have signature identity SID, intern one, effect allow, action EC2 describe snapshot attribute. So with this policy attached, it will describe the snapshot attribute of a particular resource, that is of a particular snapshot. And we can see here that the snapshot region is US East 1. That's worthy to note. And this is snapshot name. We have another signature identity, intent 2, effect allow, action, EC2 describes snapshot. So this will describe all the snapshots in the AWS account, but this will describe a specific snapshot. We describe the snapshot attribute of a specific snapshot resource or a specific resource. So this is a single snapshot here. Even though we can describe snapshots, that is, we can list them out, enumerate them, but we cannot get the attributes of all of them. But we can get the attribute of this particular one. This is snapshot here. You can see them. Oh my goodness. Oh, forgot to take our screenshot findings because we are rushing. So let's do that. We just take this both all at once. Okay. So this is worthy to note. Both. All right. Control C to copy. So copy that. Let me use what is it called? You can use any note taking to anyway. I don't have it here. This one. Trying to take the notes. Or better see, probably in case you are not connected to definitely you will always be connected to the internet, but alternatively you can as well use cherry tree. So cherry tree also does the job. Just click here. Sure. I'm not selected another. Just call this EBS. I should have prepared this before. So okay, let me just paste this here. So this will save our snapshots here. We had our notes later. And, we take the snapshot of this. So this as version. Okay, I like that. This here. Then adding the versioning. Now our role here, we need to take the snapshot of our finding. Oh, I've already highlighted this one. So started to take note here. Control C. Paste that here. All right. So, well, don't want us to take much time. So you can see we also have another one here, intern 3, allow. This one is allowed to get policy version, get policy, list attached user policies. So these are the permission that was attached, that is attached to this policy that granted us the privilege to get the policy the other time, if you remember, and to get the policy version and to as well list attached user policy is because we were allowed to do so. And as well on what resource are we allowed to do so on this UR user intern and on this particular policy. Any other resource you are not permitted. So it has been explicitly stated here. And we have another one, Intel 4, allow list snapshot block and get snapshot block. So we are going to get to this one later. To exit this, just press Ctrl C and press Enter like 2 times. All right. So now what you want to do now is that you want to describe our snapshot. That is, you want to get the snapshot. So what you do is that we'll type sorry, AWS EC2 describe 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 snapshot. So Here, I want to list all the snapshots in this account. So describe snapshot, owner ID. So we want to add the owner identity, that is the account. So the AWS account itself can do this. Want to see Control V. Is the owner ID. So we have our region. So to know that's US East one. I hope we all know that AWS resource is region, especially EC2 is regional specific. Yeah, that's why it's very important to always take the region. Which, so let's get the result here. You can see with this we have what we just did now. The action we just performed now is that we enumerated all the snapshots in this account. All the snapshots in this account. As you can see here, there's a particular one. Yeah, you can see snapshots. Use the key and value. So the storage here, everything here. Then the snapshot ID, the snapshot identity. And if you recall vividly, we were able, according to the policy, we are, we have the permission to view the to describe the snapshot attribute of this particular snapshot, as you can see here. Sorry, as you can see here, created. This is the name of the image it was created from. The progress is 100% complete. That is, the snapshot has been created complete successfully. Volume ID, another information here. And at the same time, we have another snapshot here as well. Just press space. So this 3B, 3BB. So these are close. So I want to take a screenshot of this too as well. But because of our time, let's just be fast. So permit me, please. So we can compile this in our own notes. So now we want to get the attribute of that snapshot. We have the permission to. So let's do AWS. To do that, we do AWS EC2. Okay. So to do that, we do AWS EC2 describe snapshots, which will not be S now, just a specific snapshot and attribute. And we have the attribute here. And what's the attribute you want to get? The name of the attribute you want to get is that who is permitted to create a volume from this snapshot. So that's why you're going to enter create volume permission. Because the goal of this is that if you can get who is permitted to create the volume permission, and maybe you have the access to do so, if you can create a volume from this snapshot, we can now launch our own EC2 instance and attach the volume to it and exfiltrate data on that volume itself. So create volume permission. Then we have the snapshot ID. The snapshot ID. Let me copy that here. So this is the snapshot ID. So Control Shift Z, C, and V. Yeah. And remember the region US East one. Anyways, if you since this is US East one, and while we're configuring our AWS credential, we as well indicated US East one. So you might not need to do this, and it will still work perfectly. So, but in a scenario whereby the region we are trying to enumerate a snapshot from is not the one we pre-selected, so we need to indicate it. very important. So snapshot ID, then we have our profile here. So, so that set for output. Yeah, we can see now for this particular snapshot that ended with 3.6 group all, it means that everyone like that is what this group all means that it means that this snapshot is made available to the public. You know, Adebin is one that is restricted to the account, it will be owner here. So we are going to find owner. So, but this all means that it is public. It's a public it's publicly available. So anybody can just search for it, you know, and create a volume from it. And this is the vulnerability here. And this what we should as well look out for. And as a security expert we are becoming, we must make sure that all snapshots are restricted, are private. Best put, all snapshots are private, like they are restricted to the owner of the AWS account, and that they are not made publicly available. Now, even being private, you have to ensure that only authorized users, you know, users that their job is related to creating volume from snapshot or making backup of snapshot. We want to ensure that they are the one that are given permission. That is the least privilege. We make sure that we apply the principle of least privilege. So now you can see this is available to the all. That is this publicly available this snapshot. So and at the same time we can get a snapshot that is publicly available with another command too as well. In fact, here my I ought to include the owner ID here. I ought to include the owner ID here. But because of the account we are performing this enumeration, the account we are using, so it already includes the account ID. So, but in order, you can just do owner ID, you know, and add the owner ID there. Then we have that. This is the owner ID here. So we can indicate that owner ID. Oh, sorry. Oh, is this supposed to be to the? Oh, okay. Oh, apologies. Thought to be for the second one. To describe snapshot, then attribute. Yeah, owner, owner ID. Here will be self. Okay, self will be self, and then we have our snapshots. No, it's not snapshot. Restorable by user IDs will be all. Then we add our region. Yes, list one in our profile. Which sorry, give me a second. Attribute createVolumePermission owner ID. Sure. No, we don't need a snapshot ID. We want to list all snapshots available to this account. I'm sorry, I think I missed a comment. Probably somewhere. Was it going to be a train one? Attribute, createVolumePermission. Oh, apologies, please. I can see I made a mistake. Screenshot owner self, restorable by or user ID or intern. Yeah. So actually what I was trying to do before was that I was trying to um the purpose of this command is that is going to list all public snapshots um all public snapshots in this particular AWS account. This self here, instead of putting self, we can add this owner account ID too as well. But the reason why we put self is because the owner account ID is already attached to the user that we configure the AWS CLI with, that we call root. So you can see this describe snapshot that this will list out and describe all the snapshots in this owner's AWS account. And what this means is that restorable by user identities, or that is restorable by all the users, that is made publicly available. Instead of just searching, we can just type this command even if you don't have the knowledge or the awareness of the particular snapshot that we are able to restore publicly. If we just run this command, it will automatically identify all the publicly made available snapshots. So this is the purpose of the command. So and you can see the snapshot that was made public available is still that 36, the one that ended with 36. So that's the purpose of this command. So all right. So now that we've gotten the name of the snapshot ID, so what you just do now is to copy it. So copy the name. Then we'll come to our own AWS account. So far, do anyone have question? If I proceed further, do anyone have question? All right. Can I get a thumbs reaction if you are good to go? Can I proceed? Are we good to go? Thank you, Mr. Edmond. All right. Okay. So now we've come to our own AWS account. Let's come to snapshots here. Snapshots. You can see under snapshots here, we have filter. We have different filtering tags. You can see here we have owned by me. So if you come here, you can see private snapshot, public snapshot. Okay. So because the snapshot is made available publicly, so we just select public snapshot. Then we now add a tag here, a filter. You can see snapshot ID. This is a filter we need to add, and you can type it as well. But sorry, snapshot ID then equals to the name of the snapshot. Then press enter. Here we have the snapshot 36. So the fact that we are able to get it publicly, then we will now create a volume from this snapshot. as though we are the as if we are the V user. So you come here, actions. After clicking on the snapshot, actions. You click on actions, create volume from snapshot. You can see here the size, because of the availability zone US is 1. So you don't know anything else, just click on create volume. So the volume has been created from this snapshot. So we created the volume from this snapshot already. Now these are just public. If you come back to own by me, I have nothing here. So there's nothing to display. Okay. All right. So we've successfully created the volume, and this is the name of the full volume. So if you come to volumes here, does anyone have question? Okay. So you can see this is the volume that we created from this snapshot. You can see the timestamp here, 2045. Yes, 2046. So using 24 hours time, and it's available. Okay. So it's initializing. So to now get the content of what's in this volume, so we have to create an instance, then we attach to this volume to it so that we can get the content. So to do that, we just launch an instance. So in practice, we can just call this you can just name this anything. Let's assume EBS, or you can name it anything lab. So I prefer Ubuntu. Just select Ubuntu, free tier. Please let's make sure that we are using free tier, except you have credit. Yeah. So free tier. Let's work on that free tier. A keep here. If you do not have a keep here, you create a new one. You just click here. So, but I have one that I'm going to use. So, please, once you create your keep here, make sure that you don't lose it. And even to in a production environment, make sure all keep here are well protected. And once you download it, you you have to keep it safe because you cannot download it again from AWS directly. So because this is a test, you just leave all the other configurations like that, then we'll launch the instance. So our AWS instance is pending. Let's allow it to be in the running state. It's pending. So we are going to SSH into it. It's running now, and we have our status check here. It's initializing. So to connect to this, we are going to make use of PuTTY. We are going to make use of PuTTY for our SSH. Third PuTTY. Press enter. You have to copy this public. You come here to copy this public IP4, IPv4 address. Paste it here. Our port earlier reaching 22. Then we come here SSH under auth. This auth means authentication. You click further and click on credentials. Then you browse to your key file, key file that you downloaded. Well, while I created my own key, I pre-selected dot ppk for PuTTY. But in case you use dot .pem, you have to connect via a terminal, or otherwise you can convert it to using PuTTY. But we're not going to that for the scope because of the scope of this lab and because of our time. So click open here. Click open here. All right, accept. So the for Ubuntu, for the Ubuntu image we selected, the default username is Ubuntu. So in case you selected it, Amazon Linux, the default username is EC2-user. So, but for Ubuntu, it's Ubuntu. Press enter to authenticate you with the public key. So we have it here. So we've logged in successfully to our instance. So now what you do next now is to attach that volume to this running instance. The volume we created, we're going to attach it to this to the run instance. As you can see here, we have two volumes already. The one that is attached to our institute instance that we launch. You can see this is the one that is available. That is the one we restore from the snapshot. So you can click on it here and click on action, then click on attach volume. So from there, you click on the instance you want to attach the volume to. You can see we have our EBS running. And as well, you select a device name here. So well, SDF can select any device name of your choice. Actually, just select anyone you want here. So, and it's worthy to note here that newer Linux scanners may rename your device to /dev/xvdf, through /dev/xvdp internally, even when the device name entered here and as in details, as shown in the details, SDF. So even though we entered SDF, AWS is bringing to our notice that the device might rename it to XVDF. So we click on attach volume. So volume attached, successfully attached volume. So let's come back to our terminal here, our POTI. So now, first thing to do that is always recommendable is that once you log into any new Linux Linux instance or Linux machine, it's always good to perform an update. So to do that, sudo apt update. This will perform an update. Make sure that's here updated. All right, so that's done. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to attach this the volume. We want to mount the volume. We want to mount it. So to do that, we check the volume name first. ls. To do that, lsblk. And what this command means is that list block. So it will list all the block storage attached to the machine. So it will list all the block storage attached to the machine. So from there, you can see, just like AWS stated, it has renamed it XVDF, but we are cool. So then the next you want to do is I want to create the folder will mount the storage drive. That is the volume we created from the snapshot too. So we can just call this one, we can call it disk, or we can call it, let's just call it EBS. Then we press enter, ls to list it. We already have our EBS. So to mount it, to do that, we type sudo mount -t, that is to identify the file system. It is a Linux file system. So we need to enter the file system here, ext4, then the name of the volume, dev. To enter it is going to enter dev xvdf. Then we are going to enter one because this is the one with the partition 7.9 GB. You can see the other one are like swap file, some other thing. So then we are going to specify the name of the directory that we created, we want to mount it on. That's the EBS. Then we'll press enter. So have it here again. Then we cd to our EBS. Cd EBS ls. You can see now we have entered into the volume now. Now we have entered into the volume. So let's do cd home. Let's list all the users. You can see intern is the name of the user, intern. So we do cd intern permission denied. So you are denied of permission. So to proceed further, we need to elevate our privilege, do sudo -c to run as a super user. So that's done. Now we're done. Then we type cd intern again. Now we are able to access it. List ls practice file. Let's navigate to the practice file. ls. I press tab there to auto complete it. So now you can see we have s3 download file.php. That this is the data. These are the data from we navigated from the root to the home. Yeah, from the home to the intern. In fact, the machine itself was as well in Ubuntu. So for intern here, then we navigate to the practice files. Then this is the content in the practice files. So we can get the content in the practice file here, or in the S3 download rather. Tab to autocomplete. You can see now. You can see this. Let me clear my screen and rerun that for better view. You can see it. So they have a bucket here, bucket name, ecorp, client data, and they have an IAM key. You can see another misconfiguration. They store their sensitive IAM key, sensitive data here inside this machine, and at the same time they still made it available publicly. So this what you must watch out for as a security professional, as security professionals. So now what you are going to do is that we are going to let's try to enumerate, but first let's configure. We already have an IAM key, an IAM secret key here. So let's configure this. So to do that, we do our AWS configure. But you know, this is a new Linux machine. We don't have AWS CLI installed, so we have to install it from scratch. So to do that, I try to install it from the terminal, AWS apt install AWS CLI, but it wasn't installing actually. So my account had is 0. So alternatively, you just come to your browser here. I think I have it here. Come to your browser here and search for the AWS what's it called? And just come here and type it AWS CLI. Type it to Google rather. So, but I already have it open there. So once you click on it, you're going to come in, install or update it to the latest version of CLI. Come down here. So these are it will be arranged. When you first click on it, then you open this for Linux, as you can see. So to install the AWS CLI, run the command. So these are the commands you are going to run. So we first copy this, we need to have unzip installed, but unzip is not installed on that on this new machine. We are going to see that. Let's just assume we copy everything here, and let's paste it in our port here. Sorry, to paste in port, you just press your right click on your mouse, either external or the one on your laptop. So press enter here. So what call we do is that call we download it. You can see command unzip not found, but can be installed. Oh, just remind me, we have 5 more minutes. So this Google might end this meeting anytime soon, but we have a recorded version. So anyway, we're able to catch up to. But let's move as fast as possible. So what you're going to do next is that we're going to install unzip unzip, and I'm doing apt instead of sudo apt because I've already do sudo -h. So I'm already a superuser, so I just do apt install unzip. So this will install the unzip. So we have the unzip installed. Clear my screen. So going back to our previous command, so we have to unzip it first. You press enter. So you make sure we unzip it first. Or probably, or better still, you can be going through this command one after the other. You first enter this one, then you move to the second one. So now we are unzipping. So make sure that it's the same folder you downloaded it to that you are unzipping it from too with this command. Just to not make a mistake. So we are unzipping it already. Then we have the last command here. That is sudo create install. That this one is completed. What is this doing? So this is still installing. Look at my network probably. 2 minutes. All right. Let's see what we can bring it together. It's taking longer. Yours might be faster while trying this. I think probably because of the number of applications I've opened on my machine. So I'm slowing down a little bit all the network speed, download speed. So that's why it's taking this much time. And please, next time we have a class, let's always endeavor to join early. But our time is almost up here, but I will continue the recording and as we upload it. Okay, so you can get disconnected anytime, like Google. But thank you everyone for joining tonight. Yeah, yeah, just like a movie. So yeah, so we have that unzipped already. So we go to the last command, and that's the sudo here. After that, so our AWS is installed, CLI is installed, so we can do AWS dash version to verify. So we have it installed already. So the next thing we're going to do now is that we are now going to configure the credentials that we got the other time. Do not forget cat S3. We are already in the folder. So just press enter here. Then we do AWS configure. You can configure it directly, but I'm used to creating profile. So let's just call it root here too on this machine. So you copy the IAM key here. On putty, you just right click on it, it will automatically post it to the terminal. As you can see here. Oh, sorry. It's not where I'm supposed to paste it. So press enter first, then do the right click again, enter for the secret access key. Make sure you don't copy the password there. Then enter. I said you can specify your region is one, enter, then JSON, enter. So, my goodness. God. So next thing to do here is that let's get our caller's identity. So you can get our caller identity by typing secret AWS get caller identity. Then is in the profile, calling this form. There was an error in that command. So to AWS IAM, yeah, that is IAM get caller identity profile. Look what's going on now. AWS IAM, I'm sorry. I'm trying to complete this as soon as possible. AWS. Oh, I was doing AWS IAM, AWS STS. Sorry. Get caller identity. Indicate the profile. Look, you can see here. Now this is another user. And the name of this user is called Dev. So this is the name of the user. The name of this user is Dev now. So now we are logged in to the credential. So we want to now enumerate the public bucket, the bucket attached to this that is included to this S3 PHP file we found there. So it's called eCall client data. So let's enumerate the content in this bucket. So now let's type AWS S3 ls S3 so profile root. You can see now. Let me run that again so that you can see clearly. These are the data, the content in the folder, in the bucket rather. So now let's download them. So now we are exfiltrating data. No problem. That's data. Out of specify the name of the file wanted to download and the path. So to download the first one, ECOP, drlogistic.csv, you can just highlight it here. So highlight it here and right click. You see automatically paste it. Then you need to include dots. Dot means the path. That is where we want to download it. And the meaning of that dot means the present working directory. That's what it means. If we do dot dot, it will take us back to the previous working directory and download it there. So we are downloading it here. Enter. So you can see we've downloaded that. And also let's download other contents too. Just want to download other contents. So we can do our flag.txt. We can download our flag.txt. So let's download the flag.txt. Now let's download the test.c CSV2. As here, sorry, okay, test.csv. press enter. Had it been that we had much time, we would have been taking a snapshot of all our findings so that we can prepare better reports to our clients. All right. So we downloaded everything. Let me clear my screen. Then now let's get their content. So let's cast the call first. The call. Yeah, logistic. You can see here. These are customers data, private data. This could be their this is a credit card. I presume you can see here. So this one now with this we already had a data breach. Yeah, there's a data breach and there's a security in this incident on this one. So we were able to successfully exfiltrate the data. Now let's get the content of let's get our flag. All right. I don't like the way Potty is bringing out the inputs for our flag with cat. So just we can use the command less flag. All right. So we have our flag here. So copy that. So, so to exit, just press key to automatically exit. So we've copied our flag. So we need to paste our flag to complete the lab on Pond lab. So let's come to our lab here. Let's enter our flag. Yeah, so we successfully completed this lab. That's it. So let's start for this the content inside the test. Do you have anything testing routes? So that's it. Testing can be test. Just testing. So to exit from this terminal here, just press key. All right, so that brings us to the end of this lab. As you can see, we're able to discover a publicly available EBS snapshot. Then we created a volume from the EBS, and with that, we logged onto our AWS account, launched an instance, and attached the volume we created from the EBS to the instance. Then we're able to exfiltrate the data. So now that being done, we've come to the end of this lab, but let's perform a cleanup. So in order not to incur charges, so we have to come here and delete all the the resources we used on AWS. You have to terminate the instance and clear the volume so that we won't be charged for what we are not using. Indeed, this was for practical purpose, and everything demonstrated in this AWS environment within this AWS environment is within the free tier. So we, we are safe and there will not be charges. AWS will not charge us. So you can see there, it's already shutting it down. Still shutting down. Terminated. So it has entered the terminated state. Then we come to our volumes and delete the available volumes. They should have terminated. So the problem attached to it to the instance has been deleted already as well. So you can see automatically it has deattached. It has been deattached from the instance. So it is now in the available state. But now we are going to delete it as well. Action, then delete volume. Delete. All right, so we cleaned our environment. We are safe. All right. So we've come to the end of this lab. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for participating. Uh, Looking forward to seeing you in the next lab. Thank you. Bye.